What? You already know what it is, man. It's another episode of Damn the Cat. I'm your host, Snap.
And I am Dr. Sand.
And we're back, man. You know, new location,
Yes.
new time, new slot. Hey, I'm just loving growth. I'm loving growth.
We moving up like the Jeffersons.
You know what I mean? I see you, Weezy.
Okay.
First, before we get started, I definitely want to give Sunday prayers and my condolences to the war, the people in Israel.
Yes.
The families like that. I think once I seen it and hear it, and just the way it got going on, I don't know how I would feel if I have to go to sleep and I'm getting bombed. You feel them people just dying over. That's something scary.
Yeah.
So appreciate that. I'm in America, even though America's fucked up. I'm glad I'm here and not in these other countries because I couldn't take it on going to sleep not knowing you're gonna get up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And these poor babies and
Babies ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yes.
So, deep out to the people out there, family condolences. I know there's a lot of people here in Georgia, in the U.S., has family over there, so
yes.
Prayers going out. We wanted to touch a topic that, the show is brought to you by Click Vodka and my girl's book.
Yes, Fucking After 50.
That's right, Fucking After 50.
It is a comprehensive book for vulva owners. It's a holistic sexual book talking about perimenopause and menopause for women. The men's is coming. Y'all got to leave me the hell alone about that. I am doing one for the men.
Patient, honey. You know how men are. We ain't patient. I vouch for that.
Yes, so I am in the process of doing that, so that should be out soon. Hopefully by the end of the year.
That. Fucking After 50. And I ain't making love, having sex, fucking. It's a whole different breed. Get your energy back. This is a topic that we was wanting to touch for a minute. That, a lot of people go to therapy,
yes.
And sometimes the answers that you're looking for are right there in front of you. Mm-hmm. And it's because of we don't ask our parents certain questions. Mm-hmm. But I think you need to know, we've been having like a little debate, and I've been touching people outside of the business to see what they thought, and it was like it's mind boggle. Mm-hmm. So the question is are you a plan, a oops, a accident, or are you a pawn baby? How'd you get in? We know how'd you get in this world, but how did you? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Was it an accident? Were you personally born, or was you parents having sex and oops, and they had to take on responsibilities? Because as kids, we don't know that. We just come into the world expecting our parents to do the right thing, to be the best, but some of them aren't.
Right.
And some of them aren't is because of that question.
Right.
What you think about that?
Well, I know personally, I am a oops baby.
Yes.
My mother tells me that all the time. I didn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
So, that was always on the forefront. And I think that was a little different to hear somebody say that. And and I know, shouts out to my mom.
Mama Sand.
She is not, I definitely know she loves me. I definitely know that. But I know that I wasn't in her plans.
Correct.
My mother was always a business career-minded woman,
Correct.
So she was trying to get money. And here I come.
And that's why we wanted to. First, we're going to start off with, because this is less fortunate. If you're a planned baby, then most likely you have a good life. You come into a family that's probably financially set. Mm-hmm. They're together. It's because you're planned. So the frustration and the sacrifices are much different.
Right.
So your life is good. Even if your parents aren't together, they end up getting divorced. You're probably still tight with your moms and dads because y'all was planned.
Right.
So they plan on succeeding as a parent. It's because you was planned.
Right.
Next one is little 50-50 is oops. I know I'm a oops baby. Mm-hmm. More the oops is, you're planned, but you really wasn't planned. You're dating, you got a girlfriend and a boyfriend, you're having unprotected sex. Mm-hmm. So that if you have an unprotected sex, a baby might come.
Right.
Then we said, hey, I'm pregnant.
Oops.
Ooh. You hear the So we're going to say because that's the most common, but really it's a oops. But so basically, with that bracket is more of, it depends on the parents on how that child is going to be raised.
Right.
Because the mom might say oops, and dad's like, I'm really not ready to have a child. So now you feel what I'm saying? So now, once you have it, he's going to be iffy about being a parent because I really didn't want it.
Right.
So really, is the oops is more of, there's a lot of oops. There's a lot of oops babies.
Yeah.
You have children?
I do. I have 2. Well, 2 and bonus, but yeah.
I have 4. 3 were oops. 1 was a mistake. But as you watch me and know me, I take care of my children.
You sure do.
But it was more of my oops was I was dating somebody and she was married and I didn't think she had enough children as her own. But I took when I didn't think she can get pregnant. So when she was like, Jermaine, I'm pregnant, and that really was a oops. So that's my daughter, that's my daughter Janala, and then my son. As soon as the 9 weeks was up, and I went straight back in, she got pregnant again. That's really a oops, because it was like I wasn't planning on having basically what they call them, Irish twins. That's basically what ended up happening. So 2 babies one time in formula and milk. It was too much.
All them Pampers
Definitely
and diapers and
$40
a can.
One crying because the other one crying. It's like man. Like, shout out to the people who have twins. Who's taking care of twins.
Yeah.
Because it's a hassle.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot going on.
How about your children?
Michael
Was oops?
He definitely was a oops. But God knows But God gives you what you need, not trying to make this a religious thing, but God gives you what you need at that moment.
At that moment, yes.
Because I was 26, I was wilding out. I mean, not physically, but I was working obscene amounts of hours. I was getting money. I was so into myself, and he slowed me down because I must have been on a path where he thought that it wasn't going to be cool. So he slowed me down with Michael. And Michael, shout out to my son, Mike.
What up, Mike?
He taught me how to be a human. Because before I wasn't a human, I was just like a machine. Like I said, I was getting money. I was nasty. I was mean. I was evil. And all this stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, shit stuff. And then Michael came. Now, I had surgery. I had an ovarian tumor. And I talk about this because it's very important for women to go get checked. I was 26 years old, and I had a borderline tumor that made me look like I was 6 months pregnant. So I went and I had surgery like January. So I was on certain types of hormones and birth control they was trying to kickstart my other ovary to produce or whatever. So I was chilling. I didn't think I could get pregnant. So here comes Valentine's Day. Yeah, Valentine's Day. So I messed around as literally and figuratively, and I didn't think I was pregnant. So I'm starting to count back. I went to the doctor for my 3 months, and she was like, well, have you had your period yet? And I was like, no. She said, well, I think you need to take a test. And I was like, I don't need no damn test. I ain't did shit.
We hear that word, we just get scared.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not taking no test. So she was like, okay, well, and she kept doing her things. So I went home, though, and I was like, damn, maybe I do need to take a test. I took a test and fell off the toilet. Because I was good. I was like in March. And no, that was May when I found out I was pregnant. So I was good and pregnant.
Oh, yeah, you was good.
I was good and pregnant. So I remember calling his dad, and I was like, I'm pregnant. He was like, you what? He fell down the steps because it was no possible way. I was literally on birth control, and his dad wore a condom. And I still got my son. That's why I was going to name him Gabriel.
That's a blessed.
Yeah.
That's a gifted one.
Yeah. That's why I was going to name him Gabriel, like the highest angel. And everyone's like, Gabriel, I don't like that name. So I ended up calling him Michael, which is the second highest angel, war angel. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I sat down and I asked my mother that question. First, she looked at me like I was crazy. But, nowadays with old folks, they settle in their ways, their words and things.
Yeah.
So when I broke it down to her, she said, oh, that was a good one. I said, yeah, because I know I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
No, know that. So she said, she said, you were oops, baby. She said, matter of fact, your father knew I was pregnant before I did. Wow. I never met my father. My father died 2 months after I was born. So it was just good to ask that question. Just
Right.
See how basically that'll let them know how the relationship was between your mom and dad,
Right.
without even asking. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's because we scared to ask parents certain questions because they want to get defensive and get offensive. But nah, mom, let's have a conversation.
Right.
Really, I'm trying to find out some things. So I was an oops baby, and I was like, okay, now sometimes it explains on some of the actions we go through as parents
Right.
and child.
Right.
Sometimes through our siblings.
Right.
Is because those 4 things will dictate on basically on how everybody else is going to treat you around in the family.
Right. Do you think that when you found that out and it really hit you, did you feel a certain kind of way about it?
No, but it felt me. You know how you do something and you find out something and you be like, damn, that explains a lot of this and that came through in the family. So it hit me, but it hit me like, now I understand why we have a love-hate relationship. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, my mom watching the show probably don't want me to expose her out, but my mom hates, she hates thinking. You know what I mean? And not thinking smart, but when everything go right, it's good. When something goes wrong and it's something that she don't like that. Like
She gotta fake it.
she runs away from it.
Yeah.
And she gets upset. You know what I'm saying? She does that. Me, I'm a fighter. Like I like the obstacles because I like the challenge. When something goes wrong, I want to make it right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not asking why to go right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have an upset discussion because she always we grew up praising God in terms of religious, and I got we got upset 'cause I was messing with her. When I was like, I got a new God. She's like, who? I said, Hove, Jay-Z. She was like, and she really got upset and threw something at me. But I broke it down, so I was like, I didn't see God do what everybody else do. I seen Jay-Z make millionaires and help people and do stuff. Hey, and become helping us. I like Jay-Z. He's my new God. But she really got upset, took something, threw something at me, and she was like upset with me for like a week. Like really got upset. So now when she see Jay-Z, oh, there's your God. She always say that. But I was just saying this as a joke, is because why can't they just breaking down the parents because they so stuck in their old ways. It's a new way. Learn to be new and diverse. But my mom never like that. But it hit me, and it just hit me at a point where it makes sense.
How old was you when it finally hit you that you were the oops child?
I think it hit me, and I found out it was oops child was to me recently.
Really?
Yeah, because coming up, my mother when I got in trouble in New York, so my mom sent me to North Carolina for to get away. When I've learned, me being a parent, I let my children, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna do that.
Right.
But every time I made a mistake, it felt like I was being brutally punished,
Right.
and not just not just stop it. It was more, she upset. I don't want my mom upset with me, or she'll send me off to my aunts or my uncles. And it was just, that we just thought it was a part of raising kids. But sometimes, as me, a parent, I don't put my children onto somebody else's situation. This is my situation to my children. We gonna handle it together.
Right.
So when I did get in trouble, and my mother sent me to North Carolina, and it was just one time, and I thought about it. I was like, well, why you never gave me a chance? Or you just, as soon as I did that one thing, you ain't allow me to build your trust.
Right.
To do instead, you sent me to somebody else's home, and to me, you pushed it off to them. Well, if he get in trouble with them. Just how I felt. So once I sat down, I talked to her. She was like, I didn't think about it. I said, no, and like I said, you just pushed me away. And we had this talk after my daughter ran away. She ran away twice on me. The first thing she said on the first incident, you need to send her away. And when she said that, it hit me because it was like, that's what you did to me.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and just push my child away because she's doing something that the average teenagers do. You feel what I'm saying? It was just, we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. And when she did it the second time, I didn't go as hard looking for the second time. The more it was less police involved and all that stuff. Wasn't hype. Wasn't no third time because once she got back and I said, next time you walk out that door, walk out that house, don't come back. Because evidently that's where you want to be. That's where you're going to stay. So it's more like I gave you the option instead of me sending her to the army and let somebody control her into a robot. Or, you know what I'm saying? No, she has to find her.
Right. But that goes into us being a new type of generation.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about it. And I'll say this. My grandfather, not my great-grandfather, my grandfather was born in the late 1800s. He was literally one person from slavery. His parents were slaves.
Got you.
So when it came to stuff like that, that's all they knew because that was the slave mentality.
Yes.
Mentality. Ooh, I can't talk today. If something went on the plantation, we shipped them away.
Exactly.
So that's what they grew up with. That's what they seen, and that's what they knew. So that carried on to our parents because, like my mom, she just turned 76. So she's not too far from slavery either.
Correct.
So that was still the
mentality.
Yeah, that was still what they did. Somebody in trouble, send them away. You know, whether it was instinctual, whether it was to keep you out of trouble, but that's all that they knew. But we have different ideas now because we talk to our children. We try to, and it's not
because we experienced that. And when we experienced what our parents experienced, our parents, like you said, was so old minded and so set in their ways. Is I know it's going to lead to. Instead of just talking to us that it's going to lead there, I want to get rid of it before it even goes there.
Right.
Us, we're trying to talk our generation to this is where it's going to go if you keep doing it.
Right.
Not, you feel what I'm saying? So you're right on that.
Communication was not a big thing with them.
It wasn't.
Like with my dad was born in 34. My daddy was old school. My daddy was 41 when I was born. So when it came to talking, it was no talking. It was either his way, the highway, or that was it.
That's it.
But I will say this. He was at the age where he was so old, that's why I know I'm a oops baby, that he didn't give a shit what I did. Yeah. As long as it didn't involve jail or the hospital.
That's why I say oops babies, it's a 50-50 chance. I mean, you still got to survive, still got to know, but it's up to the parents. If you got both parents that act like you was planned, then you're a great oops baby.
Yeah.
Those are parents that took on a responsibility, know what they had to do. But you got some oops baby where one don't agree with having a child, one don't, and you're not gonna know that just by blatantly hearing it. It's in the actions. It's how they treating you. So these are certain things you have to watch, and even you can watch children nowadays who. You can see the parents just be smacking kids all in the restaurant. To me, that's not a plan, baby. You definitely a oops, baby. You might be a mistaken, baby. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can't discipline my children out in public. I can, but that means they're not acting right at home if they're doing it outside.
Right.
Because nowadays it's more. I do it so hard when they were young. I just give them that look. Now, if I raise your name, then you know. Don't do it no more.
Yeah.
Because you do it again, it's either you're testing me or you don't care what I'm saying. Now we're going to duke it out.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, like even to this day, I can wear flip flops and I just slide my foot out the flip flop and both my kids look. They be like, I ain't do nothing. What
know what it is.
So they already knew just from me taking off the flip flop, but. I think even though both of my children are quote unquote oops children, especially Tristan, God bless him, I love him, but 9 years apart from the first one, it was like having a new child all over again.
L.A., you biked up, L.A.?
No.
Oh, we're gonna ask you. You know, I want you to get on, man.
Come on in,
Just come on in, man.
What are we talking about?
Are you an oops baby?
No, my mom and dad had my brother before me. He passed crib death. And I was a planned baby. They wanted that.
That's why, see? That's what's up, see?
My sister was an oops angel.
What about your kids? What about your kids?
Don't.
My first daughter.
Playing oops?
My first son, Aaron, no. My second son, LJ, hell no. My daughter, Latay, yes. Victoria, yes. Elijah, no. Lanaya, yes, definitely. Alana, definitely yes.
So if your kids watching this, y'all hear your whore.
Yeah.
So
all the girls.
All the girls is basically playing.
All the girls. Ooh. Oh Lord, don't forget you got nursing homes coming up.
Nursing homes coming. That's where you gonna be at for the ones.
I'm rich. I wish y'all motherfuckers would.
You playing, so you good. You playing, you good. So the next one we want to say is the mistakens.
Oh yeah.
The mistaken are basically you in a relationship. I'm doing certain scenarios. I'm pretty sure there's more, but basically you're in a relationship and you get the side piece pregnant.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, ooh, or you're messing around with somebody on the side and you really didn't, you know what I mean? It's just a one night stand and she get pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, a scenario like that, or because there's a lot of them like that.
Or I would say too, you leaving a relationship and you just had to go back there.
Just had to go back one time. Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know,
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Exactly. That's just my son, my second son, he was a mistake. Not saying it brutally, but everybody who knows me will understand it. And I talked to him about it because I didn't really know. I didn't know he was born. I didn't know he was my son until 3. With the one, my oldest child, she was, I was in a relationship. She definitely was a oops. I was in high school. Find out she was, my baby mother was pregnant the day I graduated, so it was good. But I was like, I'm about to go to college. And I was like, I wasn't thinking about no kids. So when she was like, I got something to tell you, I was like, what? She was like, I'm pregnant. That definitely was a oops. Damn. So I told my mother about it, and the first thing she said to me, which always stuck to me, and I think this is why I turned out the way I am, is my mother said, well, you got to take care of your business. One thing I can't stand is a man who don't raise his children, take care of his kids. And when that came from my mother at that age, that's just one thing that just stuck with me. I think that's why I do it, because I feel like I don't want to let my mother down, because she gave me those words of advice at that young age. Now, we dated for a while, like 10 years, me and my baby's mother. And, it got to the point where she was cheating. And I let people know, when you date me and you cheat, I'm a cheat too.
It's fair game.
Fair game. Because she was the first one that taught me I didn't cheat. While she was cheating, doing her stuff, I'm calling the guy's phone. Yo, where's my girl? Can you tell her to come home? Because, she had a child previous to my daughter. So it's like, I'm here, but you out there having fun. Like, you need to bring...
Oh, so she kicking it.
So she kicking it. She was younger than me, but she was kicking it. I was like, nah, that was wrong. So I was just sit home and call the dude, yo, can you tell my girl to come on? That's how. So it was like, and back in the days, it was just cell phones. I mean, it wasn't it was just home phones. It wasn't no cell phones.
It was beepers.
It was beepers, and it was emails. So, we had a crib together. So, as you know, back in the days, the paper bill coming in the mail. So I was seeing his numbers consistently, and it was in my name. So I knew, oh, okay, I'm going to call him. You know what I mean? And yeah, it happened like that. So after that, like I said, relationships are supposed to teach you for the next relationship.
Yes.
So now I've learned I ain't gonna be that sucker no more, because you cheat on me. Okay, the same pain I'm going through because I'm in pain, I want you to feel the same thing if you love me. So prior to that, she started cheating. So I cheated with a young lady I worked with. Had sex twice. And at that time, it was just, in my time, it was a difficult time. I was going through so many things. I was just just got out of college because I got in trouble with drugs. And, I was on probation, all this stuff. So she was cheating. It was like, where was, my life was just, where am I? So instead, I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to violate probation on purpose so I can get away.
Damn.
And that's what I did. Some people don't want to go to jail. But for me, it was more like, if I stay here, somebody going to get hurt. That's how, I know me. And that's why they call me, some people call me Snap, because I'll snap real quick. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to violate probation, just get away. And that's what I did. When I came home, somebody was like, yo, you got a son out here. I'm like, who? No, I don't. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the girl who I had sex with. I'm thinking, my baby mom, nah, we wouldn't even have sex before I locked up. And she came to see me, so how I got a son? She was like, nah, and he named who it was. So I was like, oh, so I pulled up on her. There you go. We said pulled up on him.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a son. He was like, no. At that time, I guess, whoever she was dealing with, he must thought he was the father. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm just hearing that, boom, boom. So after that, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm out. I said, but I'm not staying here in North Carolina. I'm moving to Atlanta. I'm going to New York for like a month, see my family, get caught up because I spent time away. So I said, I'm moving to Atlanta. So I go to Atlanta, that's when I got a letter like, yeah, Jermaine, she called me like, he's yours. So I was like, now you got to take a blood test because you told me no.
Well, not only that, why did she tell...
Exactly.
I mean, she...
So it's like 3 years old. So already I can treat that child as, nah, your mama did this. Use that excuse, but I just know. But once I found out, he was 199.99 on my mind, then, that was my responsibility. So it was just more, but I was already living here in Atlanta. So I didn't find out my older son, until he was 3. So at first, then I started picking him up, and it was more like he was getting rebellious is because he didn't know me.
Right.
He's 3 or 4 years old. He's grown up around other people. So when he see
Right.
me, he come around my family, and it's more like, he's scared. It's like I had to not train him, but teach him like I'm your father. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. So I still, some people would probably just push back, like, yo, he's hard headed. Nah. So we did it. And to this day, now he's, you know what I'm saying, he talks to my other kids all the time. He don't call me that much, but we got a relationship. What up, Pops? He'll go through stuff. So it's something I had to build with him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So even though it was a mistake, I still put that time in to work on that because I could have treated him like a mistake. Yeah. But I didn't.
Well, a lot of men go through that, and I'm glad that you solidified your relationship with him, because even though that somebody may find out that that's their son, they still don't necessarily have a good relationship with them. And, that's commendable that you did do that. And, it's I hate when women do that. And me being a woman, I'm just going to call it out. I'm always about what's fair. And women do that shit all the time. And that's unfair to the child. That's also unfair to the dude, too. Because, even though getting pregnant is everybody's responsibility, everybody has to know their part, though.
Yes.
Everybody has to know their part. And like how we was talking about earlier, just because somebody, well, I guess we'll get into that, the cat baby. But, that's not a cool thing to do, and we really need to adjust that. And there's too much of that going on in the lifestyles right now, because that's why our children are lost too, because they don't feel like they're wanted, they don't feel like they need it, and they don't feel like they're loved. And we need to chill that shit out.
And that's why we want to do this show definitely on this, is because you need to ask those questions. Now, what if the man, I guess they probably went through something, want to keep my son? And I would have went around this world not knowing that he's my son. You feel what I'm saying? And things would have went wrong. Then he's upset with his mama. Then he's going to go crazy. Like, these are things you need to, talk to your parents about. Like, is this really my dad? Because there's a lot of mistaken, devious mothers out here.
Yes.
Women out here.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? They would hide. They would do anything to hide something, to keep something. And can you agree with that?
Yes. And not only that, especially back in the days, like our aunts and our uncles, they may not really be our aunts and our uncles.
We definitely, like, Uncle Tom was coming around all the time. And once you grow up, like, where's he at now? He wasn't really Uncle Tom.
Right.
He was an uncle that, if somebody asked, Uncle Tom, come over there. That was a secret code.
Right.
It was no tight T-shirt, tank top Terry coming through. Yeah. It was, or the milkman, that's Uncle Terry. That's what we're going to say.
Right. And not only that, too, it's like I know firsthand in my house, and my grandmother, she was married to my grandfather, and they had 5 children together. But that last one, I know wasn't his. He looks nothing like everybody else, but he had the last name.
Exactly.
And I was like, that don't look right. And I remember my Nana, when I got pregnant with Michael, I was all distraught, and, it was a lot of bullshit going on in my life. And she said, let me tell you something, honey, children get here all kinds of ways.
Exactly.
So when she said that, and then I started getting older and learning what was going on, I was like, that wasn't my uncle in the first place. But then I ended up finding out what the story was about
But
that.
then you learn yourself, like, Mama was a player. But you have to. I know a lot of us don't think about that or think about this. When we come into the world, we don't know the age of our parents. At that particular time until you get older. And I had to think about it, like, damn, Mom, you was 20 years old when you had me. 19. So
she was young.
You was young. You feel what I'm saying? So you're young, having young children. Some people are not responsible at that time or at that age. You're forced to be responsible. So I had to think about it. Damn, man, you was young. And I remember we had places, and now I can see why the guys you dated back then is just like these young people now. But you just think you're small, you're seeing grown people, you think they're grown, you think 20 at 5 years old is old, but it's not.
It's not.
Because you get here and like, oh, my mom was moving, Damn, I remember her working time to time. So you was a person who was forced into, so that's why I said I was really paid attention to my mom's movements when I was young. It's like, and just came up with a thought. I knew I was an oops baby. Because it's the way you was moving. You worked the 4 to 12, where I really didn't see my mom that much. The stepdad was there. And so when I come home, he was so mean that, my brother was scared to even ask to go out. He wore a 15 Triple D shoe. He was like 6'9", 6'10". You know what I mean? He spanked us with his bare hands. You know, real stuff. But back then, now that I'm older, was like, you should have been doing that, bro. But you respect that because you were just disciplining us in the structure. Now, and some of that you saved me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
That real trouble. These kids nowadays is different. But as we look at our parents, you had to think about their age when they was having you and what they was doing in their struggles. So, you know, that's why she was sent me away, because she was young. She probably couldn't handle it. It was too much for her.
Yeah.
So you look at it like that. Not they don't want you, but they're put in predicaments where it's too much for them.
Yeah, great. And one thing that I will say is I had to allow my mother a lot of grace.
Yes.
Because, you know, being thrown into that situation with having kids and you didn't really want kids and you was planning and you know, you planning a career, and then all of a sudden here comes some children.
You got to stop what you're doing.
Yeah, so, you know, and I know because that's what happened to me. But in a way, it is what it is at that point. And, you know, we got to move forward. And if you, as an individual, know that you're a oops child, a mistake child, a kept child, whatever your position is, even if you're planned, go and talk about it.
Talk about it. Because, you know, parents are scared to talk nowadays to their children because they don't want to feel hurt. They don't want to feel deceived. They don't want to feel like they're hoes being labeled. But these are conversations that you need to have, because a lot of us find out is because we find out outside of the house, or we find out by therapy because they ask these questions. And I had to come to find out was the first, you know, when somebody asked me 2 months ago who was the first woman who hurt me, I always named somebody in elementary school or all this stuff. But come to reality, the first person who hurt me was my mother. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, ooh, this is why we have that love and hate relationship. So now when we talk, we get into deeper conversations now. It's more, you know, Ma, I fought you. You know, I'm over with. I'm a parent now. But what I am learning from you and us, I'm nurturing it to my children. You know, so you have to have these conversations before it's too late. Don't wait till your parents' deathbed, then they want to tell you because they're on the way out and don't want to suffer. Sometimes you have to give the parents the pain. You feel what I'm saying? It's because you're going through pain. And during this time that you're growing and you're going through life, raising children or even raising yourself, you are going through pain. And the only way you're going to release that negative pain and that energy you got to know is to talk to your parents.
Yeah. And not only that, maybe they are not fully resolved from their issues too.
Correct.
You know, I know my mother had a hard childhood, and she plays like it's okay. She's gotten through it, but it's not. It can't be, you know. So because that shit was traumatic, you know what I'm saying? And you really do need to talk to somebody and get that out. You don't just get over that.
Yes.
So, you know, as an advocate, I'm always going to be in the right of going to talk to somebody, especially our community. Y'all, again, for the 50th time, you can have Jesus and you can have a therapist at the same time. Go get some help. Go talk to somebody. If you don't want the stigma of talking to a quote-unquote psychologist or a psychiatrist, go talk to a coach. Figure out what's going on in your life and get your goals and everything set together.
And we ain't talking about go talk to your BFF girl, younger than you, your friend. Go talk to somebody who's experienced, who's been there, who done it, who would know. You feel what I'm saying? Get the answers to the questions you really don't want to know, but you really need to know. You know, you need to do that. Yeah. The last one, you know, we always say is, are you a pawn baby? Now, these are the ones where, there's a lot. You see the frustration.
This is NFL, NBA.
It's NBA. Like, you had a baby to keep the relationship. So basically, you keep the family tight or even keep a man or try to change him, having a baby for that. If you're one of those, you're a pawn baby. And
don't get money.
9 times out of 10, your parents ain't treating you the way you're supposed to be treated. And that's because you was a child really not wanted. And let's just keep it 100. You was here for the wrong. You came into this world as the wrong reasons. So you have to find out. And these are the tough babies. These are the tough ones. Yo,
I was looking on Instagram one day, and there is a woman that has had 3 different children with 3 different NFL current active players.
See?
Those children,
they're there for the mom's beneficial financial states. I'm going to put it that way. And let's just keep it 100. And you want to stay in that game or that lane of, all right, I never want to work no more. As long as I get this. And some of these guys, you as men, this is why we have a woman and a man panel. Come on, dog. Pack that plastic, bro. I mean, if that's what you want to do and live that life, have babies and give child support, have somebody else dictate on what you're going to pay, because trust me, that's cool. I did child support, and I hated it. You feel what I'm saying? And
I've done child support before.
And I hate it. So when people ask me when I raised my 2 kids, because I struggled with them, why you don't put their mom on there? Because I don't want the law to do it, because I've been through the law so much. I'm going to let God take care of it. God's pain is more worse than child support. You feel what I'm saying? That's my motto.
Yep. Now, the weird thing about it was I love them, but they weren't even my children.
Yes.
But I still had to pay for them because I was married and I was supporting them as well. So when I left, it was like they still need to be supported. Yes. And I was like,
yes,
I love them, but Jesus, this ain't.
You signed up, but didn't really sign up for that.
Right.
You know, that part.
So I was like, dang, I didn't even have no labor pains, and I'm paying for kids.
Facts.
But I still love them.
Yes.
I do, and they still send me stuff, and they still say I'm a grandma and all this other stuff. But I still love them. But at the same point, I was like, damn, I got to pay alimony and palimony.
Like me, it's when you take on the responsibilities, I take up the responsibility. So, allegedly, I got 4 bloodline children, but if you count all the relationships I had with the women who I had long relationships with and their kids, I have 10 kids, and I have 5 grandchildren. You know what I mean? But realistically, I ain't a grandfather. You know what I mean? But still, I still call, they still call me, their kids call me grandpa. And even the children's who that wasn't mine, but who was in a relationship, they still call me pops. They still check up on me. So, you know what I mean? It's real good. But as we say, I'm not feeling sorry, but you're going through the pawn babies. You're the one who really, let's be honest, need to go see a therapist and really need to talk to people. You can't take your pain and ask why you're doing this. And we're telling you why before you even go to a therapist, even think about it. But you just get to release the pain out is you wasn't wanted to be in this world. And they thought you was going to be here to help the family and change the family. There's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of athletes, parents who goes through that.
Yes.
And there's some on the streets, the hustlers.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Oh, he's a drug dealer. He's fine. I'm gonna keep him. He gonna or the woman who trying to take the man from his wife. Like, if I had this baby, he gonna come. He gonna come to me.
That don't work.
It don't work. That does not. That's even worse.
Yes, because
that's a destructive pawn baby.
Yes.
You really was here for the wrong reasons. And once as the child grow up, she ain't got the man, and you see how the child is getting treated by the parent. That child's gonna venture off.
Yeah, and like he said, please go get some help.
Please get some
go
help.
Talk to somebody, because that's damaging your self-esteem, your self-worth.
Too much stress on you.
Yes.
For one thing, and this is why they say our colored people are so stressed. It's because on how we was raised and the things that we don't know, that we don't ask until you hear from somebody else. Sometimes everybody's life is almost really the same. When you hear your friends going through stuff, you might want to do some research and do some digging, investigating on your family. Because to me, everybody's family are almost similar. I don't know you, but I guarantee you, for those of you who watching, you got somebody in your family who think they're rich, think they're above everybody else. You got a drunk in your family that just gets drunk and go everybody, do everything. You got a criminal in your family who keeps going to jail, love to go to jail, keep getting in trouble to say that's all they know and that's all they do. Then you just got your bougie ones who just, you got the ones who think they know it all, and then you just got ones who's cool. I think everybody's family has those ingredients.
And a gay person.
Oh, and a gay. That's news, yeah. Because back then it was underneath. Now you got a LGB, whatever them letters are. In your family, and when I want them to cuss them out, say gay. Don't say gay, say. So guess what? LG, lesbian, gay, LGBT,
I.
A. That's too many letters.
Plus.
Plus. Oh, see, that's too many letters.
Yes.
Only letters I fear is the IRS and the FBI. So that's the only letters that's important to me. but really, if those are, sit down and have a talk with your parents if they're still around.
Yes.
Or even just you don't feel like talking to them. Talk to the grandparents. Because grandparents ain't gonna talk.
Oh, they gonna
unless you tell them.
Yeah.
If you ask them and they be like, oh, they know
Well,
a question
down,
is being
baby.
asked for a reason. Well, sit down, baby. Go get your son to eat and come to this table. And
Yes.
they gonna sit there. They're not gonna tell you from just telling you. They trying to keep the secret because that's how the old generation was taught. Keep it. They'll go to the grave with it until you had to ask a question, and that's when they ask the questions. Who told you? Something leaked out. But I think my next one, that's what I'm working on. I want to say I'm too old to have one. I'm old because my man,
Al Pacino.
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
It's too. You know what I'm saying? 75. Hey, man, as long as that deadly venom coming out, you can still produce. But I think my next one, I want to plan. You know what I mean? And I think I'm in position to have a plan one.
Okay.
I want to have a plan. Just see, especially have one raised by the mother and father in the household together. I always wanted that. I never had that, and none of my children basically experienced that. You know what I mean? Both of my two older kids, me and their moms are not together. And now, I'm raising my two, and me and their mom's not together, so they don't have mom and dad in the crib.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So it's just, I think that's I think my next, goal.
That's your goal.
I'm going to make it my goal. That's what I want. That's why I think I'll push so hard when it comes to dating now. It's just more of, you're not it.
We need to make a dating plan.
We need to start doing that.
Yes, we need to talk about that.
We're talking
That's what I do.
That's what, facts. Yeah, we could do that. You know what I'm saying? So, what about you, Ella? You done?
Done what?
Have you had any more planned? Or you
More plan for what?
baby?
Children.
This is my baby.
This your baby?
Evan Vision.
Evan Vision. I see the boy. He's so West Side, East Side shouty. You know what I mean?
So look. So does that mean that you're being protected when you have sex?
My wife got one of them things on her that destroy her insides for the next 30 years. Don't worry about that.
Yo,
I
we need to
feel
go back
you.
to the old days. So all y'all fellas or youngsters that's watching this, if you're having sex with your girl and you're not protecting yourself, wearing condoms, or she ain't on the pill or whatever, just making sure, you're gonna don't be unexpected when you have a oops.
Yes.
Because the oops is coming.
And not only that, we need to be protected anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, no matter what your age, unless you have legal paperwork
Facts.
with a name from
Facts.
that person, you need to be protected at all times.
Yes.
And you need to assume that they fucking around.
I always assume now. Back in the days, we always think that boyfriend, girlfriend, she ain't doing nothing. Please, I do not trust you if you're not in my sight. And that's just real stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know I can do it. And at this age now, it's because I have women in my phone or people that I know from growing up. I know them. So I know, why can't you? You got men in your phone that you can do. So I know if you have any issues with me, you probably call him. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know I do. You know what I'm saying? I call one of my friends, and they'll be like, yo, she acting up? Do you need me to pull up? They'll pull up on her. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm letting you know. So why can't you?
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't trust you. It's I don't want you to be all isolated to me. I want you to have freedom. But sex is so loose now, and it's like it's a sport instead of a hobby. A hobby now is more, they're just doing it just to be doing it.
And I tell people this too. Still get your test,
The test.
your STI test, your HIV test.
Yeah.
Even when I got married, for the first 6 months, I did take an HIV test. Because I believe in it, and I don't tell people to do anything that I do not do.
Facts.
So, unless, like I said, even still, if you still have that feeling or that inkling, like something still may be going on, even if you are legally married, you need to go take a test.
I mean, go just take a test just to be taking tests. You ain't got to tell the significant other. Sometimes it's benefiting you. And all tests, get your checkups.
Yes.
I mean, these are important. I'm pretty sure you're quick to go. I ain't gonna say you're quick because some people don't. You're quick enough to get your car when the oil light come on or what you call it. You take it to the shop. So when you're not feeling well, especially after a couple of days, you need to really go get checked. As you get older, we're becoming we're becoming babies again.
Yes.
You know, your first 50, you're strong. You're that sponge that's absorbing water. After 50, that water start dripping out.
Yeah.
You start getting old again. You start forgetting. You start doing stuff. That's because you're becoming a baby again. You know, you got to realize as a baby when you was born, you're gonna be a baby when you leave because you need help.
Yes, and something else too. That's piggybacking on them tests. Men, definitely go get your test. You know, y'all Superman, y'all talk about y'all don't need to do this, but colon cancer is rising in women and men.
Yes.
Prostate cancer. They have tests now where you don't have to be invasive anymore. You know, you need to go on and get that checked because some of these cancers that are coming around are preventable 100%. But you got to catch them early.
You got to catch it first.
Yeah.
So don't wait until and RP to my brother. That's what happened to my brother. By the time, he was sick, didn't want to go to the hospital. He knew he was sick. When I seen him, he had yellow eyes. And I was like, why your eyes look like that, bro? Like, was just not feeling well. Well, you need to go get checked. He just wouldn't. We're so scared to go to a doctor's. And by the time he had to go, you already had stage 4. And so, you could have been prevented if you been go.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, I do go get checked once a month. Got to get my health right when it comes to eating, but all the other organs, everything else is right. It's because you don't know. Basically talking to your family about what we talked about, you're a porn baby and all the stuff. Talk about your history with the cancers and all that stuff. Stop waiting for the doctor to ask you them questions. You ask these questions. It's because if it's hereditary in your family, 9 out of 10, you might get it. So you're going to have to keep a check on that and make sure you get it. Stop Googling stuff and getting teas now when you ain't do it when it first started. Now you want to drink the tea, and all that stuff. I mean, it's good to cleanse your stuff and stay cleansed and stay healthy. You definitely got to do that. But stop Googling stuff because you're just too scared to find out the truth.
Right.
When you go to court, they're going to give you the truth. So you better go to the hospital and get that truth because that'll save you. And that'll bring more heart and pain for the family.
Yes.
Because, it just hurt that, my brother, by the time he found out, it was in November, and 3-4 months later, he was called home.
Yes.
So it was just, it was suddenly that he passed. It just hurt me to think about it because he used to be my dog.
Yeah.
But now I had nobody to call. But it was just if he just went to the doctors, and now I seen him go through it and seeing it. It just makes me really want to go more and being prepared because I seen his children hurt.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's not a good feeling.
Yes, and speaking about being prepared, make sure y'all got some goddamn life insurance.
Facts. Make sure you get that.
I'm sick of GoFundMe's and fish fries to get man stuff.
I thought I was the only one that I hate. I ain't gonna say GoFundMe's because some people really need it.
Yes.
But if you prepare yourself now, when things happen, you won't need a GoFundMe. Because people are gonna, if you're going through death. Or even when you're getting married, or even if it's your birthday, people who love you is going to send you something.
Yep.
But when you start asking, like, why you don't have life insurance? You know what I'm saying? Why they gotta be to pay, especially our culture?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We'll go get a bag and look all real good, but we're afraid to spend that $74, $84 a month to keep that insurance popping. And accidents are accidents. You don't know when they're going to happen. And that puts pressure on the family because they got to take this. They got to do this. You're really taking the money that they probably building for their family to make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I have it on both my children.
Have it on all mine.
I
had to. Doing child support. Had to. So I got used to it. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, but I have it on my children, God forbid. I have it on myself. And it's just something that's a necessity.
Yes.
In the time of grief, people trying to figure out what they're going to do with you. They don't need to figure out how the hell they're going to pay for what they're going to do for it.
I told, I sat down and had a talk with my 4 children. I think every time we get together, we sit down, we have a family discussion, see what everybody's going through, and see everybody's debate and our love for each other. And I always have kids. I already told my kids that, I don't want to be in a casket. Cremate me.
Yeah.
For one thing, I know it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because y'all going to need the bread.
Yeah.
Because it's for y'all. So in case y'all ain't got to worry about that. But just go ahead and keep me around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be buried here in Georgia, but if everybody go move away, and your body's sitting there. You just sitting there. You sitting there by yourself. Ain't nobody gonna come clean it off.
Yep.
The weeds around there. I don't need all that.
Yeah.
It's to me, when I see people like, wow, because everybody in a cemetery, they got two things. They're dressed up real well, so the suit's gonna go out there.
Yep.
They all have the same thing, but guess what? They're rotten.
Yeah.
And they're all in the box. So I don't even want to be putting that. Just cremate me. Do what you want to do. You want to spread me out somewhere or get little chains and stuff. That's less. I'm plus I'm OCD and all that anyway. So if you're gonna come clean me, I might be upset. So I might haunt y'all.
My thing is, I want to be cremated, and I want my ashes to be put in fireworks, so I can light y'all's life up one last time.
Yeah, I like that one. See,
just go on and shoot me off. So it'll be night. I don't want a memorial.
No,
I don't want none of that. Have a party, drink some mimosas on me.
Yes.
Don't
party like I'm in the building.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Don't have those ugly ass pictures of me either. You know, those high school pictures. No, exactly. I don't want no pictures. I don't want none of that. Just go on and have a good time and be done with it. Like I said, like you were saying, make a rock out of me, a necklace. Rock out of me.
Make whatever you want to do. I'd rather have that.
I like the Artful Glass.
Message, kids, hope you're watching it.
Yes, the Artful Glass where they take and make a thing.
Yeah, so I want you to do something with me. Make me be in your spirits mentally, and plus, like I said, on my kids, because I know how responsible you are, but I don't know when it comes to that time what's going to be done. So the best thing I would want to do is, hey, it's cheaper for y'all.
Yeah,
just go ahead. You want to have a memorial? It's cool. Like my brother, it hurts in. He's a Muslim, full-time Muslim. So Muslims, when they pass away, they
24 hours.
Like 24 hours, they put you in the box. And he was outside of the city that we was born in. So when I went to go see him, on my way back from seeing him, he died. So everybody was like, "Yo, you in town?" They knew I was in town. I was in town for something, but I was in town to see my brother. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really get to see everybody. I was telling them that my brother's sick, but then once they find out he passed. Everybody's like, man, I didn't get to see him. I get to see him or get to talk to him. So I said, you know what? His birthday is November 25th. So on the 26th, which is Thanksgiving weekend, we're gonna have me and the family got together. We're gonna throw a memorial in the city so everybody can. Like I told everybody, we're not here. We celebrate his life, his kids. So our kids would know who our kids is. You feel what I'm saying? And came from different generations. This is my brother, who we have the same fathers but different mothers. I know some of his people. You know what I mean? It's just more.
It's still family.
It's still family. So you gotta get all connected because, like I do with my kids, I want to make sure that if I pass away, that all four of my kids stay tight with each other.
Right.
Me and my siblings, we don't have that tight relationship as we was growing up because I spread off. But other than that, it's just it is what it is. Like keep the family tight, and like I said, talk to your parents. If you don't know if you're mistaken, pawn, oops, or even playing. Have a talk with your parents. Find that out because now you might understand why you're going through the certain things in your family, and because of that answer.
And it's okay, no matter what you are.
It's okay, no matter what you are, because you're here.
Own it.
You own it. You know what I mean? Well, until next week, we have Click Vodka CEO is coming through.
Okay.
The move Vodka, the show's brought to you by him, but he will be in the building. So we get to see this nice, smooth vodka coming through, and plus we got to.
Is he gonna bring some?
I hope so. I see him everywhere. He better bring some.
We got to
re-up. Yeah, we gonna need some. On Sunday, gotta celebrate the games.
Yeah, maybe I need some Bloody Mary mix or some shit.
Right. For all your people out there, like I said, whose family's going through the war, we give you praise, we give you love, we give you prayers, and stay up. It's gonna get better. And for those who just waking up and enjoy the week. Got anything you want to say to anybody? Give any shout outs?
Yes. Shameless plug, my men's sexual seminar.
Okay.
Last week to buy tickets.
Get the tickets.
Please go on Let's Learn Love to get your tickets or any of my social media, Cassandra M. Parks, and you will find a link to it.
Right. Find the link.
Yes, find the link. Go get my book, Shameless Plug. I will sell you an autographed copy as well.
All right.
I will be in New Jersey.
Jersey.
I am coming to Edison, New Jersey the first weekend in November to speak at Exotica.
All right. Make sure you lock the cars.
I will be talking on Sex After 50.
Sex After 50.
I'm also coming to D.C. The first weekend in December for Exotica as well, and I will be talking on men's sexual health and Sex After 50 again.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. Oh, until next week, if you're in Atlanta or down on the south side, the Cobb side over there, and there's Six Flags, make sure you come to my sports lounge, Bistro, City View.
Yes.
And we open up from 12 to 2 o'clock. We got 36 TVs. We got food. We got hookahs. We got free parking. And we got some lovely ladies bartending waiting to serve you.
I got to get out there.
We got some men. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do LGBTs. I told you, only letters I'm fearing is the FBI and the IRS.
Hey, but if you trying to get the...
I respect. We got men there. I mean, for the ladies, there's some the men, but not working. They're in the back.
But
not in the front.
You trying to get some women in there. You know, women to spend for brunch and shit like that. You need to get some cute-ass men in there.
Oh, the owners, we cute, nigga. We fly anyway, so we in the building. So it's some men there, but
okay.
we just want you to come have fun, enjoy the game. You feel what I'm saying? Enjoy the time. We want to make sure enjoy the food. We got seafood, we got vegan food, so we got everything here for a bar, for a bistro. We got y'all taken care of, so there's no excuses. You know what I mean? You eat pork, you can put that on your fork. But we want fish on our dish, just stay straight. All right, so until next week, come on through. Until next week, you already know what it is, man. Same time, same place, different topic. Enjoy your week. One love.